Like so.
She's doing a great job.
My mouth was on fire.
All of the Chendols are tasty.
We are Jonty and Millie, and along with our kids, we look for the amazing wonders of our world, living in Singapore and exploring beyond. Welcome to Wanderlust. Hello, we've come to the Flor de la Mer, which is a replica of a ship that was built in the 1500s, and there's a museum here now.
Yeah, we drove past it on one of the first days and Aspen said that she would love to come and visit it, so here we are.
Let's go check it out. Wow, that was really cool. The lady at the ticket office, she didn't have enough change and we only had like a bigger cash with us. So she decided to let one of our kids go free instead of not having any change for us, which was very, very kind. So we're here at the, it's a galleon, it's a big ship, and it is a replica. The original, I think, was sunk in 1511-ish. I don't know for sure, but we'll have a little look and tell you all the exact details instead of me making it up. But it is enormous and beautiful. Look, here it is. Oh, hang on. Woo! That's the back of the ship. But it's obviously it's on land now, right? So. It is such a beautiful setting here just to be able to stand on the platform next to the ship and just look out. There's a long river here and it's really nice. There's a guy down there fishing. It seems very, very peaceful today. It is a Tuesday morning and so it is much quieter. There's not a lot of people around, but it's amazing. We saw a bird eating a fish that it must have caught as well, which is quite funny. But we're going to head inside the Flor de la Mer in just a moment. Just here you see the chests that the merchants would be carrying, and it does feel a little bit like treasure chests that the pirates would have had, and especially being in a big galleon like this, it definitely feels a little bit piratey. What you might not have known is that Millie is a huge Pirates of the Caribbean dweeb. For her 30th birthday we even rented out a private cinema room and had dinner there while we watched whichever Pirates of the Caribbean 52 or whatever number it was that was out at the time as well. So she loves it, so she's probably here dweebing inside. How are you feeling?
Is Johnny Depp going to be here?
Yeah, he's just upstairs.
Is he? I'm off, see ya.
There's this great display behind me of all these different ships from all over the world, and initially I thought it was a bit strange that they just put all of them here, but then I just read that there were 84 different languages that are spoken here in Malacca during the trading times, and that's because people from all over the world were here at the port of Malacca, which is why there's so many different ships behind me from so many different places around the world. Amazing to think of all the different cultures and the different languages that were here in the 15th and 16th centuries.
This is my favorite one because I like it because of all the wooden stuff and all of the paddles that you use to move it.
All of the facts are written on these really cool like canvas sails. It's really, really creative. I love the way that it's done, and it definitely gives a nice maritime feeling to the area. So I'm going to read a load for a bit, but I won't film it because I don't think that's great content for you guys.
What is it, Aspen?
It's a dungeon?
Dungeon? What did he do?
I don't know.
Why do you think he's got that ball on his foot?
I don't know, he did something bad probably.
So one of the things I noticed down here obviously is that there's no windows, everything's artificially lit, but back in the day in the 15th and 16th century they wouldn't have had that. They would have had candles to light everything.
Sounds safe in a wooden ship.
Yeah, but that's why they had eye patches, and we just had a chat about it. Millie didn't realise. So the eye patches, there would always be an eye patch over one eye, which means one eye is already ready to be able to deal with the darkness, and it was already adjusted so that when they came underneath the deck, they'd just switch it.
Like so.
She's doing a great job. To switch it so that their eyes were fully adjusted to being below deck, which is great.
Nice.
Not what Millie thought.
I thought either just poor eyesight, maybe picked out by a parrot, or a bit of conjunctivitis. These animals are actually old money. Do you imagine going to a paper store and be like, oh, that's 3 crocodiles and 1 small fish, please.
I'd never before thought about what cannonballs were kind of made out of, because I think we've seen them all in English history, and I think they always seem to be metal and they seem to have been moulded, I guess, into shape. But the ones here are made out of granite, and they have been created and chipped and shaped by hand, which is pretty cool. Over the years, we've always assumed that my grandfather was probably Portuguese, came from the Portuguese, but then looking at the facts and reading all the things here, it turns out the Portuguese were here like 400 years ago, so it's a really, really long time. 400 or 500 years, from 1511 into the 1600s as well, so it might be that he's from that line, that lineage, but we just don't know. I think a DNA test is up for grabs. I think I need to do that. But also, I don't know how do I describe it? I don't know how watered down it will, the Portuguese DNA would be over so many hundreds of years. But it'd be interesting to find out. This over here would be my quarters, the captain's quarters. Obviously, do you want to have a little look inside? Aspen, Milo, quick, scrub the decks. Quick, scrub the decks. Scrub, not with your foot. That was terrible.
Dancing.
Oh my goodness.
This museum being set inside this galleon is really cool, actually, because it gives you a little bit of taste to kind of imagine. I know we're not at sea, but like when you see how high up these things are, and you've got like the bird's nest at the top that you would have had to climb up when it's all like rocky and stuff, and I get seasick anyway. So yeah, it's nice to kind of see and feel it for real, and all the information downstairs is great, just to get a bit more of the history of where we are.
Go stand with mummy, more over love. There's another section of the museum just in another building over there, which we're going to check out, but look at this ship, it's awesome. It looks very, very big from the outside, but when you go inside it looks really small and quite cosy, so yeah, very interesting. So we're going to head over to the Maritime Museum and see what we can find in there as well.
This section of the Maritime Museum focuses on a variety of maritime themes, such as maritime life, exploration, and role of the oceans and seas past and present.
The turtle.
It looks like this area here is sponsored by the WWF. There's heaps of information on how you can take part in conservation, on information on the different endangered species of turtle and fish around Malaysia, which is great. I would say there's a heap of reading, which I'm quite happy to do. The kids are finding it less engaging for them, but the models are great. There's a huge model of a turtle behind me, and there's a section upstairs as well that Aspen and Millie are currently looking around.
There's something cool upstairs. There's like a thing, so you can imagine shipwreck underneath the water. Go.
There is one more museum over the road that is part of our ticket, and we're going to go and check it out and have a little quick visit to see what it's like before we head over for some lunch. So this is the Navy Museum. We can see lots of Navy uniforms and maybe information about what the Navy was like here. I don't know whether it's navies of past or whether there's a current Malaysian Navy that's here. We're going to find out. Quite time in a mountain, isn't it? Oh wow. I did not expect to see a helicopter in here. That's pretty cool. We can't get in it, but we can get close to it, so I'm looking forward to going and checking it out. Is this the sort of thing you enjoy or not?
I do not enjoy that joke.
There's so much to see here, but I'm beginning to feel a little bit ropey. So we're going to have to look in another section. Yeah, so this is a museum of the Malaysian Navy, which is pretty cool. It's got lots of images of former commanders and honouring all of them, which is great. There's also a model of a boat outside, which is awesome too, because we drove past it in a taxi yesterday. Aspen looked at it and was like, we want to go and see that, which is great. So it's a nice surprise when she looked out the window and saw it here. We're going to go and check it out as well.
Unfortunately, outside this big ship is closed, so we can't go in it, but it's been really nice just wandering around these three little museums.
We're just on a short walk from the galleon over towards where we're approaching now, which is Dutch Square. And we've just passed these huge city walls. There used to be a huge fort that was here around the city of Malacca, and this is some of the remaining walls, which is pretty cool. Other parts of the wall have been excavated and dug up from the ground, and they're all in different other roped off areas all around here. But this is the most prominent, and they've even got some cannons sitting over there as well. So the taxi driver yesterday told us that some of the restaurants off Jonker Street were much better than the ones along Jonker Street. Along Jonker Street is mainly for tourists. He said immediately off Jonker Street it's non-touristy. So we thought we'd just try one out. And here we are at one that I don't know the name of. Name's flashing up. They had menus that were like newspapers, and we've ordered our chicken rice balls because it's light. We're still feeling very full from our amazing Peranakan meal last night. If you want to know about that, you need to check out the previous episode. Yeah, we're ready to eat. We're excited. The kids are a bit tired, but they're ready to have some food and some drink too. After every meal we've had here, I've been incredibly full.
Yeah.
But that was Tiong Hua Hainanese chicken rice, and it was delicious. I think all of it was better than yesterday's chicken balls, except for the rice balls.
Yeah, yesterday's rice balls were a bit more fragrant, but today's chicken.
The chicken was amazing, the pork was amazing.
Better,
the chili was so good here.
The ginger that came with it. Yeah, and I like this environment a bit more. It felt more like we were going to someone's home for a lunch.
Yeah, that's nice. Milo's desperate for another Chendol, so we're going to have another Chendol, and then we're going to see what we do next. Come join us. Do you make these here?
Yes, yes.
Wow.
As we walked to our next stop, we got distracted by a small mahjong shop, and we're invited in to have a look at the stacks of sets and old stamps formerly used to handprint the tiles.
We're gonna have a foot massage.
Aspen and I are going to have a foot massage for half an hour. Daddy and I are going to eat Chendol.
For half an hour.
We're going to relax in here. It's Aspen's first foot massage, isn't it?
Yeah. And my feet don't reach.
Your feet don't reach. They'll move it for you.
We have 2 Chendol, please. Thank you. Terima kasih. Very precise. Milo is the Chendol connoisseur. He loves Chendol, and so let's see what he thinks of this one.
Really good.
Really good.
Tasty. Most Chendols are tasty. Actually, all of the Chendols are tasty. This is more gula Melaka if we need more. Feel nice? Yeah.
That was so nice. Just a quick half-hour rest. My legs feel ready to carry on, so we're going to head to the next museum.
We have entered the Baba Nyonya Heritage Museum, which is a 4th and 5th generation home. It's 127 years old, and we have the absolute honour and privilege of being able to walk around it and explore. Those of you who've been following our journey for a while will know that I'm Peranakan on my father's side, and so this sort of experience for me, it means so much more than just history. It's also who I am, and so I find it very, very interesting to explore, and I know the kids are beginning to own that side of their heritage too, which is really cool. The open roof courtyard of a Peranakan home is probably one of my favourite features of the Peranakan home, and here, as the water pours down from the sky, there's a little section on the floor which is a little bit lower than everything else where the water would be collected, and I just think it's beautiful. You can imagine it on a rainy day when it just cools the whole place down and you can just hear the rain coming through the house. It's just beautiful. Another thing I've noticed here that I love is just how long the houses are. The house is really, really deep. And I've heard stories of Peranakans learning how to ride their bikes inside the house because it's so long they can ride from one side to the other.
I think it's really cool. Hopefully it doesn't start raining, so I'm gonna...
When the kids were little, we had like terrible plastic stairgates, but these ones, beautiful. I don't know if that's what they're for. I love looking around all the buildings, and these long houses are just incredible, and the open, like, I don't know what we call it, the open courtyards where the rainwater would have just fallen down, like we saw at the restaurant. Went to, they had a well inside theirs, and they just keep going further back and further back. The rooms are huge, the ceilings are really, really high. I'm thoroughly enjoying walking around this.
Well, this is the bedroom. There is a beautiful bed behind us. There's a wedding bed, and it was believed if they got a family, a boy in the family, to roll over the bed 3 times, that it would be a lucky bed for the babies, if you know what I mean. This is the kitchen behind me, and it is huge and very, very airy. There's an open space there, open space or open roof behind me as well, and so you can just imagine the smells of the food just going out into the neighbourhood. It's absolutely amazing, and I really, really love this kitchen. I love the floor, I love the way that everything's set up behind me. I'd love to cook in here, but I don't think that we're supposed to do that in the museum. That was incredibly enjoyable for me, or for all of us actually, but every time I go into Peranakan Museum, there's a couple in Singapore as well, I feel like I learn a little bit more, or just absorb a little bit more about my own culture and heritage. I do feel torn regularly about the Peranakan heritage. I do feel like it's definitely something that is dying out rather than something that's present, and I think there's a real example of that being the case by us only ever finding out about it in museums rather than in real life heritage, and so that I do feel torn, but I absolutely loved that experience today. That is terrifying.
I think I'd lost my sunglasses. Aspen bought me these for my birthday, which is very sweet of her. The kids decided they both wanted to get sunglasses too. They looked separately and they both ended up picking exactly the same pair of sunglasses.
And we are tempted by the river cruise.
Yeah, kind of tempted by the river cruise, just looking at it's 4:45. Things are starting to wind down. Some of the shops are closing down, some of the restaurants are closing. So yeah, I'm not sure what like the normal local time. Like in Singapore, things stay open till late and open late. But here they seem to be closing down early. Like I can see opposite the place we went to yesterday is already all closed down. It might just be because it's a Wednesday. Things seem pretty
Tuesday,
happening. Holiday mode. It might just be because it's midweek. Things might seem to be happening more at the weekend.
Yeah. So we're going to go for a walk and then we'll see where we end up next. We have found ourselves Riverside, and we were walking along here yesterday evening, and it had a very different atmosphere to today. It's very, very nice today as well, but just slightly different. So we're wandering along here. I think we're looking for tickets to the boat ride, which will be really, really lovely. I just went to see if we could get into the Francis Xavier Church, which is behind me right there. Unfortunately, it's closed at the moment for some sort of renovations, which is a bit A bit of a shame, to be honest, but we are in this beautiful square where we were last night. Actually, if you want to see the last video we did here, I ended up playing some music here last night, singing one of my songs for the crowds who are here. We're all looking for love. But it's pretty cool. But check out this street art, it's absolutely beautiful. The other thing that's cool and worth noting here is that this is a World Heritage Site, a Unesco World Heritage Site. And in Singapore, we love to talk about the fact that our Botanic Gardens is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, but this whole city, this whole area is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And I can see why. It's been absolutely beautiful. So yeah, I'm very, very glad that we walked along this section just now. I don't know how well it comes across on camera, but we just noticed that the whole church is actually wonky. Like the Leaning Tower of Pisa, it's actually leaning towards this direction here. So we wonder whether that's one of the reasons why it's all completely shut off. We're not sure, we're going to have to do a bit of research to find out, but that could be a very good reason as to why it is all closed off. We've just got tickets for the river cruise, which is awesome. It was 110 ringgit, which is about 35 sing for the 4 of us, which is great. We've just got a short walk to go and queue up for the boat, and then when it's ready to leave, we'll be on it, we'll be ready to go and have a half-hour, 45-minute journey up and down the Malacca River, which we're looking forward to doing. This huge brick structure behind me used to be a water wheel. There used to be a wheel here that would spin around, and it was actually a replica of one that was built many hundreds of years ago. And they rebuilt it to be able to celebrate what an amazing place Melaka was for, as we mentioned earlier, those 84 different languages that spent time here, and what a significant place in history it was. Unfortunately, it's not here anymore. I don't know what happened to the wheel when it was built, when it stopped being in work, but it's a shame that it's not here anymore. But it is nice to see the brick structure still in place. Oh, this area is nice. This is the sort of place I thought we'd be walking along last night, but we didn't go far enough actually. This is beautiful. Lots of street art, open places to walk. If we got the energy tonight, I'd definitely love to walk along here later.
Yay! I have got 70 waves.
70?
Yes, 70.
I really enjoyed that river cruise. It was nice to see the backs of all the buildings. There is a ton of street art around here. We've seen snippets of it, but some of the buildings are completely covered, aren't they, top to bottom, with beautiful, beautiful street art. Yeah, I love seeing all of that on the boat.
I think one of the great things about boat trips is that a river is usually the lifeblood of a city, and I think to be able to see on one side there was like Kondo, the other side there was Kampong, to be able to see the difference between the way people live off this river, it's amazing.
It is, yeah, and it was nice for a bit of a rest, because we were all feeling a bit tired from walking around so much, so we had a nice chill on the boat, we can just take everything in. I'm suddenly really hungry now to go off the boat.
So we got to figure out what we're going to do for dinner. I was just waiting for Milo while he's using the washroom and didn't realise how close the galleon, the Flor de la Mer, is to us right here where we were earlier today. So we've only stayed in this one little area, to be honest, but having been here just 48 hours, it's been really nice to explore this whole area. I'm sure there's plenty more of Malacca that we haven't seen yet.
This is a gula Melaka with durian.
Yeah, it comes up as one piece.
I was expecting it to be more like honey. Like,
okay.
Yeah, like a thick jelly. It's nice. If you're not that keen on durian,
It's a good starter.
I think it's a good starter because it's like it takes away like the durianness. If you've had durian, you'll know what I mean. But yeah, that's tasty.
Thank you.
This place is just as you get off the jetty. We've picked up a little box that has some pandan and coconut and durian gula melaka. Having a nice holiday?
Yes, I am.
My hair is everywhere today. We are at a Peranakan restaurant called the Melting Pot. We chose it, well, we've just realised that Aspen's not very well. She's been running a fever. So we've got her some cowpole and we are having some food. She's chosen, she wanted some fries. But we found this place, which is a Peranakan restaurant that also does some Western food. So she's got her fries, Mila's got a chicken chop, and we've gone for some Peranakan food. So we're looking forward to that coming.
Yeah, I'm suddenly extremely hungry. It's 7 p.m.
Not getting it.
Our food has arrived. We are very, very excited to eat it. And they're all things that we haven't really had since we've been here yet. So, Milo left his bum bag in the toilet. Thank you. So we've got pineapple prawns that Millie remembers having sometime when someone showed us around someplace. But we've got them here. We've got some sambal kangkong, which is going to be delicious, and a chicken dish that neither of us have tried before, but were recommended. So we're looking forward to having that. Okay, so instead of making a real mess on camera and going into the prawn, I'm just going to try the sauce with the rice, which is going to be delish. Even the sauce itself, you get the whole flavour of the prawn just like smacking you in the face. It's very spicy, there's a lot of chilli in it. This is the chicken that we were recommended. And that's really nice. It's a lot lighter. There's turmeric in there. There's a layer of chilli. Yeah, it's absolutely delicious. I like that as well. It's got a really deep flavour. Oh, it's yummy. Kangkong is something my mum often struggles with because she doesn't chew it properly and it gets stuck halfway down her throat. But that's delicious. It's really, really nice. We're in for a treat. What a great meal. That was an amazing meal.
It was the top end slightly pushing over on my spice. My mouth was on fire, but very tasty, and I'm glad we tried the other dishes that, yeah, we didn't know about before.
Yeah, and the staff was so friendly. They were just constantly serving our kids copious amounts of ketchup and always with a smile, which is great. So we're very grateful to have tried that out. We hope you've enjoyed our videos here. Our last 3 videos have been here in Malacca.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm tired. Yeah, you're saying, I think all of the people we've met have actually been super friendly. Like we had the ride in the trishaw, and then the next day, but you know, tourism is their main incomes for lots of people here. So it was like, hey, do you want to have a ride? We're like, no thanks, we already had one yesterday. And they were like, great, thank you. And you know, people are offering to sell you things. When we walked past, offering massages, but we found we just said, oh no, thank you. And people are like, okay,
very respectful,
have a brilliant day, have a nice day. Like in some places we've been abroad, you feel uncomfortable, like hounded almost. But everybody here has been super friendly, wishing us an amazing stay, and we have had an amazing stay.
We love travelling around, exploring the world and all the wonders of the world, and so if you are interested in any of our other travel videos, we've been around Seoul, Cambodia, Australia, Borneo, Korea, so that, where else? Other areas. So please do check them all out. You can find our travel playlists, and we'd love for you to be able to experience the world with us. But for the time being, please like, subscribe, comment. We love hearing from you. Great for us to be able to have your support.
Yeah, and we'll see you back soon when we're in Singapore.
Bye-bye.
Bye.